Welcome back. Starting with the top story, an explosion has now been reported in Prashant Vihar area of New Delhi. Energy commandos and a dog squad have arrived at the explosion site. White powder has been found at this site, and forensic team have also found a similar kind of powder in the earlier site near the wall behind the CRPF school. Energy commandos and the dog squad are there at the explosion site in Delhi's Prashant Vihar. My colleague Javed Hussain is joining us on the program, and as per top sources, the Delhi police has meanwhile briefed the Home Ministry about the blast incident, and other sources have also indicated that a team of Central Investigative Agency (NIA) has reached the blast site. The NIA's forensic team is also involved in the investigation. Javed, my colleague, joins us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Javed, अगर आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन पा रहे हैं, क्या जानकारी मिल सकती है और किस तरीके की अभी छानबीन की जा रही है मालूमात करने के लिए कि ये एक आतंकवादी हमला है या ये फिर शरारत है?
देखिए, अभी फिलहाल इनिशियल अभी कुछ भी कहना मुश्किल है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो जिस तरीके से ब्लास्ट हुआ है, धमाका हुआ, और मेरे पीछे यहाँ पर एनएसजी और एनआईए नेशनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसीज, इसके अलावा दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल, दिल्ली पुलिस की तमाम स्पेशल यूनिट्स यहाँ पर पहुँच चुकी है, और तमाम जो यूनिट्स है वो इस वक्त यहाँ पर इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है। बॉम्ब स्क्वाड की टीम बुलाई गई है, एनआईए की फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट जो टेरर यूनिट पर जिस तरीके से काम करती है वो यहाँ पर पहुँची हुई है। और देखिए, इस पूरे एरिया को यहाँ पे कर्डन ऑफ किया गया, और इसी जगह पर जहाँ पर मेरे ठीक पीछे जहाँ पे एनएसजी और एनआईए की जो ये गाड़ी लगी हुई, ठीक इसी के पीछे यहाँ पर ब्लास्ट हुआ है, और ब्लास्ट की जो डेंसिटी वो कितनी है ये अभी एग्जामिन किया जा रहा है। और इस वक्त जो है दिल्ली पुलिस के अलावा तमाम एजेंसीज जो है वो इस वक्त यहाँ पर अंदर आप देख सकते हैं कि आप इन्वेस्टिगेट करिए। मेरे पीछे जो तमाम वो जो गाड़ियाँ हैं यहाँ पर लगातार कर्डन ऑफ किया गया। इसी जगह पर दिल्ली पुलिस की तमाम जो स्पेशल यूनिट्स है वो इसकी जांच करी। तमाम दिल्ली पुलिस के सीनियर अधिकारी इस वक्त यहाँ पे है, क्योंकि आज से 1 महीने पहले ठीक इसी जगह से कुछ दूरी पर ही सेक्टर 14 का वो इलाका है जहाँ पर सीआरपीएफ स्कूल के दीवार के पास ब्लास्ट हुआ था, जो कि लो डेंसिटी ब्लास्ट था। लेकिन यहाँ पर भी ठीक उसी तरीके से जो स्वीट्स की दुकान बताई गई, उसके ठीक सामने मेरी तरफ ये जो पार्क है, जैसे ये पार्क आप देख रहे हैं, इसी पार्क के दीवार के पास से ही वहाँ पर ब्लास्ट हुआ है। और जो इनिशियल जो फॉरेंसिक की टीम जिन्होंने जो सैंपल कलेक्ट किया है, वहाँ से सफ़ेद पाउडर जो आमतौर पर जो ब्लास्ट के बाद जो केमिकल्स जो बुरादा होता है, जिसे हिंदी में कह सकते हैं, या जो पाउडर है, वाइट पाउडर है, वो यहाँ पर उनको मिला है। उसके बाद आप देख सकते हैं कि तमाम अलग अलग जो एजेंसीज है वो इस वक्त यहाँ पर मौजूद है। और जो इनिशियल है अभी यहाँ पर आसपास, क्योंकि मार्केट का इलाका है, देखिए पूरा मार्केट है यहाँ पर, और यहाँ पर ठीक बगल में एक क्राइम ब्रांच का भी ऑफिस है यहाँ पर। यहाँ से कुछ ही दूरी पर ये जो ब्लास्ट हुआ है, मेरे सहयोगी हिमांशु दिखा रहे हैं कि देखिए यहाँ पर ठीक बगल में ही यहाँ पर क्राइम ब्रांच का ये ऑफिस है, जो नॉर्दर्न रेंज NR1 कहलाता है क्राइम ब्रांच, उनका सेक्टर 14 में ये ऑफिस है। और सेक्टर 14 में ही 1 महीने पहले ब्लास्ट हुआ था, प्रशांत विहार में ही, और यही कुछ दूरी पर ये ब्लास्ट हुआ है। और देखिए मेरे पीछे यहाँ पर ये मॉल का इलाका है। सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि मॉल है, यहाँ पे भीड़ भाड़ इलाका है, होता है यहाँ पर आमतौर पर मॉल पे भीड़ होती है, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात है किसी तरह का कोई भी नुकसान यहाँ पर नहीं हुआ। और मेरे सामने देखिए जो एनएसजी के जो यहाँ पर टीम है वो यहाँ पर पहुंची हुई है। एनएसजी की जो बॉम्ब स्क्वाड ऑफ फॉरेंसिक टीम है, जो यहाँ से सैंपल कलेक्ट कर रही है, सैंपल के तौर पे तमाम जो दीवार के पास से जो बुरादा है, उसके अलावा जो ज़मीन से जो सैंपल से मिट्टी का, उसके बाद वहाँ से अलग अलग जो सैंपल के तौर पर जो वहाँ पर बुरादा जो जहाँ पे ब्लास्ट हुआ है उसके पास से तमाम वो सैंपल्स कलेक्ट की जा रही है, जिसको फॉरेंसिक जांच के लिए भेजा जाएगा। एफएसएल की टीम है यहाँ पर, दिल्ली पुलिस की क्राइम ब्रांच की टीम है, स्पेशल सेल की टीम है, एनआईए की टीम है, तमाम टीम यहाँ पर पहुँची। देखिए यहाँ पर एनएसजी अपनी कुछ ही देर में यहाँ पर जो है वो जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है वो शुरू कर रही है।
चलिए जावेद, इस जानकारी के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। Moving on, 68 bureaucrats, retired judges and prominent personalities have written a letter to Prime Minister Modi on the increasing violence against Hindus in the country of Bangladesh. The letter highlights the systematic attack on Hindus, their temples and their properties, and have urged the Prime Minister to take this matter up on the global level. The past 48 to 72 hours have been terrible for Hindus in Bangladesh. Mobs have roamed the streets making genocidal calls, with colonies and temples being attacked. The latest we are gathering is that the High Court has dismissed a plea seeking ban on ISKCON after the Attorney General called it out a religiously fundamentalist organization. We have with us signatories of the letter and a prominent member of ISKCON as well to talk about this. Mr. Rajananda Nandan Das, who's the Vice President of ISKCON Delhi, joins us on the program. He's the Director of the ISKCON Communications in India. Samirendra Chatterjee, IAS, Secretary to the Government of India, is also with us on the show. Karnal Singh, IPS, Director of the Enforcement Directorate, retired, is also joining us on the program. Mr. SP Vaid, former DGP, Jammu and Kashmir, is with us on the show as well. Mr. Harinder Sikka joins us on the platform as well. Well, this is obviously a matter which needs a definite amount of figuring out. This is not something which is acceptable to India. This is not something which is acceptable to any ecosystem which considers itself as a purveyor of human rights. Mr. Rajananda Nandan Das, if I can begin with you, sir. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, मैं
सर
सुन रहा हूँ आप.
सर आपको क्यों लगा कि प्रधानमंत्री का इस मामले में दखल देना अब बहुत ज़रूरी हो गया? बांग्लादेश में जिस तरीके से एक माहौल बना हुआ है हिंदुओं के खिलाफ का, हिंदुओं के खिलाफ, वो काफ़ी समय से है, पर अभी क्यों वक्त आ गया है कि प्रधानमंत्री कुछ करें और एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर इस समस्या को सुलझाने की मांग करें?
ये बहुत बड़ी समस्या है. ये देखने में छोटी लगती है कि बहुत बड़ी समस्या है कि ऐसा पहली बार हुआ है, क्योंकि जितने भी इस्कॉन के भक्त हैं वहाँ पे और हिंदू भक्त वहाँ रह रहे हैं, ये सब पैतृक वंश से वो वहाँ पे रह रहे हैं, मूल निवासी हैं वहाँ के. और वो तो सिर्फ इस्कॉन के जो भक्त हैं, हम लोग इतना अच्छा प्रचार करते हैं, भाईचारा, प्रेम, शांति का हम लोग प्रचार करते हैं. अब पूरे दुनिया में सब जानते हैं कि इस्कॉन किस तरह से सामाजिक सेवा भी करता है, फूड फॉर लाइफ पे प्रचार करता है. तो अब जरूर से ज़्यादा हो कि इस्कॉन को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, इस्कॉन भक्तों को जो टारगेट किया जा रहा है वो बहुत ही गलत है. और यह कह रहे हैं कि इस्कॉन आतंकवाद संगठन है, ये बेहद झूठा बेबुनियाद आरोप है. ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. तो जो वर्तमान सरकार है उससे आग्रह करते हैं कि जितने भी इन्होंने लड़ाई झगड़ा किया है, मारपीट किया है, मंदिरों को जलाया है, इनको अरेस्ट किया जाए, सजा दी जाए. और जो हमारे हिंदू भाई वहाँ रह रहे हैं, इस्कॉन के भक्त रह रहे हैं, मूल निवासी वहाँ के, उनकी सुरक्षा चाक चौबंद की जाए. ये बहुत आवश्यक है.
सर, आपको क्यों लगता है कि इस्कॉन के सदस्यों को और हिंदुओं को क्यों निशाना बनाया जा रहा है? आपको लगता है कि बांग्लादेश अब एक इस्लामिक रिजीम, एक इस्लामिक थियोक्रेसी की तरफ बढ़ता जा रहा है और इस वजह से जो इनटॉलरेंस है वो बढ़ता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है?
जी हाँ भाई, जो नहीं करना चाहिए वही हो रहा है. ऐसा इस संसार में, धरती पर सबको जीने का अधिकार है. आप हमारे यहाँ देखिए, हमारे यहाँ देखो, सब रह रहे हैं कि नहीं रह रहे हैं. तो जीवन जीने का सबका हक है. अपनी जो जिसका जो धर्म है उसको अपनाने का अपना धर्म है, वो करना चाहिए. स्वतंत्रता होनी चाहिए. और फिर हम लोग तो शांति से सरकार कर रहे हैं, भाईचारा से प्रेम कर रहे हैं. इस्कॉन कभी भेदभाव नहीं किया. जब हम लोग कोविड में कितना प्रसाद बांटे, खिचड़ी प्रसाद बांटे, पूरी सब्जी बांटे, भंडारा किया, लोगों को खिलाया. जहाँ कोई विपत्ति आती है हम जाके प्रसाद खिलाते हैं, उनकी सेवा करते हैं, है ना. और ऐसे लोगों को जो है कट्टरपंथी मानना, कहना बहुत ही गलत है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. बांग्लादेश में हो, कहीं भी हो धरती पर, सबको रहने का पूरा हक और अधिकार है. विशेषकर वे लोग जो भाईचारा, शांति और प्रेम, सद्भावना और समाज सेवा का कार्य कर रहे हैं. इस्कॉन वही कर रहा है. पूरा दुनिया जानती है इस बात को.
सर, आपको क्या अपेक्षा है, क्या उम्मीद है प्रधानमंत्री से? वो क्या कर सकते हैं इस मामले में?
हमारी यही उम्मीद है, हम यही उम्मीद है कि अगर कि भारत सरकार, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी अगर थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट ले लें तो एक समस्या का समाधान हो सकता है. और जो वर्तमान सरकार है बांग्लादेश में, उनसे भी मेरी आशा रखता हूँ कि वे जो हैं कुछ ऐसी सुरक्षा व्यवस्था चाक चौबंद करें ताकि हिंदू समाज ISKCON के भक्त जो है अपना कार्य कर सके।
Chaliye, let me also rope in Samirendra Chatterjee into this conversation. Mr. Chatterjee, appreciate you being here, sir. I hope you can hear me. Mr. Chatterjee?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mr. Chatterjee, why is this matter of utmost urgency to you? We have been seeing these atrocities, this vilification against the Hindu community in Bangladesh going on for months now. But, the treatment towards people who are just following their faith at ISKCON and targeting them and declaring it as a terrorist organization is perhaps, an escalation that we did not foresee.
Well, it could not have been foreseen in the current way, because one can understand that there was an attempt to overthrow a democratically elected government at one time. But be that as it may, the atrocities specifically for the Hindus in Bangladesh is unprecedented, I would say, because this is too much. Happened in the past, but not to this extent. And we expect that pressure should be put both by India and by the rest of the world to see that this is undone and that democracy is restored, or at least the atrocities against the Hindus in Bangladesh is restored.
All right, let me also get Mr. S.P. Ved into this conversation. Mr. Ved? Mr. Ved? Mr. Ved, how is this, an imminent danger, not only perhaps to the Hindus in Bangladesh at this point in time, but also to the entire country, considering that we have Pakistan on one side, where known terrorists with proofs against them, with substantiated evidence against them, are roaming about free, and Hindus in Bangladesh who are in fact innocuous, are harmless, are not in fact preaching any kind of conversion or danger, are being targeted by Bangladesh.
Vineet, what is actually painful to see the treatment meted out to Hindu community, minority community in Bangladesh is actually there seems to be no semblance of law and order. The streets are controlled by rogue elements. The streets are controlled by radical Islamist people, and it seems they are running the show. Whoever they like, they pick up. Whoever's women they like, they pick up. Burn the properties of Hindu community. Burn the money. Even last night, there were 2-3 attacks on temples. Chittagong, one Kali temple has been burnt. Shiv temple has been damaged. So what is all going on? It has been going on for weeks together, months together. It has crossed all limits. That's why all these eminent people of the country, they share the sentiment of the people of this country. Not everyone can get together and write, but we represent the sentiment prevalent in this country. We want our Prime Minister, who is a global leader, to intervene and speak not only on behalf of India but in international community, that the treatment meted out to Hindu minority in Bangladesh is unacceptable to any civilized society. And it has not been Bangladesh tradition the way it is going on ever since the democratic elected government has been replaced by deep state of America, with Mr. Yunus being put there, installed there forcibly. And look at what Mr. Yunus, what about his Raj Dharma? Is he not responsible for ensuring rule of law in that country? He every day he says it's an internal matter in response to MEA statement. Is it an internal matter, Mr. Yunus? If there is a repercussion of this in India, what will happen? This will spread to the whole subcontinent. It can affect the whole South Asia. It is no more an internal matter of Bangladesh. What is happening there to Hindu community? What happens if there is a reaction from Indian side? So I think That's why all of us got together. We made an appeal to Honorable Prime Minister that it should be raised at international forum, including UN and other international fora, and let India take a lead and first, if required, impose economic sanctions against Bangladesh and request other countries to do so. Force Bangladesh to take action against criminal elements who are running amok on the streets, and Bangladesh army and Bangladesh police is just looking the other way. They are absolutely doing nothing. So I think there is no rule of law in Bangladesh. So the intervention of the international community is required. Why is ecosystem of India, who were crying hoarse when they were tweeting about all eyes on Rafah? They were so concerned about Rafah and Palestine, which is 3,000 kilometers away. Why are they not speaking in their backyard? It is happening in Bangladesh. They are also their brothers. Just because they're Hindus, you don't speak atrocities on Hindus. Your lips are sealed. So I think that's why we expect our government to intervene and take it up. If required, I think an opinion in the international community must be created against Bangladesh, what is happening in Bangladesh. They have, even the Hindu minority have basic civil rights to protest, to request their government what they expect from their government. They can't even peacefully protest. So that's why people, all of us in India are concerned what is happening in Bangladesh.
Mr. Karnal Singh, how does this worry you, and what do you think all of this means for the good relationship that India and Bangladesh have enjoyed in the last few decades? Let's also remember that very recently the trade between Pakistan and Bangladesh also saw an uptick. Does this also mean that Bangladesh, like before 1971, is perhaps leaning towards Pakistan once again, and that could spell trouble for India on either side?
See, if we see Bangladesh created in 1971, it has umbilical cord with India, and we had very good relations for a long period. Now, after the democratic government was thrown out, what is happening in Bangladesh is worrying India because of the different reasons. See, one reason is if we see there, Jamaat-e-Islami now, that is coming up, is spreading the radical elements, is spreading the radical theory there. Then there was an organization, Huji, Harkatul-e-Jihad-e-Islami. That's a terrorist organization having the connection with Al-Qaeda. That was banned in 2006. Now they have again started operating in Pakistan. And we know when we were investigating various cases of terrorism in India, bomb blast in India, this Harkat-e-Jihad-e-Islami was helping the terrorists moving from Pakistan to Bangladesh to India, making their false passports, then from India to Bangladesh to Pakistan. They were giving shelter to our terrorists and criminals. So it is worrisome. As far as the terrorism is concerned, as far as the radical element is concerned, as far as the ISI is also involved in Bangladesh. Pakistan, as you are telling that the export and import has increased, that indicates that Bangladesh is going some other way. Now coming to the second aspect, these radical elements now have started showing their colors by hitting out at Hindus who are living there. The females are not safe, temples are not safe, people are being beaten. The false case has been put on the ISKCON head there. The people have gone to the High Court saying that it should be called a terrorist organization. Why the ISKCON is a very good organization who is working for the welfare of the people. So some sort of wrong things are going on there. And it is a duty of every citizen of India and every citizen of any country to protect the minority in that country. And these are the United Nations resolutions also. And that is the reason the letter which has been written, drafted by Mr. Vaid, brings out that government of India should take a lead now. First is, it can lead to, again, revival of terrorism, jihadi terrorism in the hinterland of the country. Secondly, the Hindus there are suffering, minority, not only Hindus, there are even Christians are suffering, minorities there are suffering, 8% Hindus, 0.5% Christians, they are suffering there. So United Nations should be approached, international bodies should be approached, and we have the one of the tallest leader now in the world, Mr. Modi. He can certainly influence people, and that is the need of time now. The India should take steps. Of course, they would be taking steps, but more steps are required, so that immediately the Hindus who are living there, the radicalization which is going on in the Islam there, that is reduced. Otherwise, there will be problem tomorrow, not only to India, to the other countries also.
All right, okay. Mr. Sikka, are you there with us, sir?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you, Mr. Vaid. Long time I had not seen you. I want to say a few points, and they are very, very relevant to this. Bangladesh must know that it is entering dark ages. It's a matter of time. Problem is not with them. Jamaat-e-Islamiyah kind of things are causing trouble, enough trouble in India as well. But it's not their problem yet. 250 odd citizens were killed in Israel, and Israel taught them a lesson and more to Hamas. What is stopping us? Why are we behaving like, secular image? That's something which Congress tried to impose upon us. We are a Hindu Rashtra. If we cannot protect ourselves, we cannot expect outsiders to come and do something for us. Point number 3. The Hare Krishna movement chief has been arrested. For what? Will you have the spunk to arrest Pope if he visits you? No, you wouldn't. At whose behest you are doing it is not a rocket science. I disagree with Mr. Karnail Singh that we should start some tractor diplomacy or something like that and take some action. No, we're already late. We should take action immediately and teach them a lesson of their lifetime so that Pakistan learns a lesson or two. The Hindu uprising is underway, but it's pretty slow. Where are those so-called Bangla tigers whose forefathers once fought for Indian independence? Like how? Half the Kala Pani at Andaman Nicobar is filled with their names. Just one in number, Mamata has ensured that they become impotents. There's a question mark on their integrity and solidarity as well. Power bill. Today, just the exports or production or employment is affected. India is capable of doing much more. It should be seen to be doing much more. Aggression must be met with aggression. You offer me the second cheek, when I slap one, is that so-called Mahatma of this country, so-called Mahatma, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, is all bullshit. Fight it back. We as a soldier, why do we kill somebody? Why do we fire a bullet? If we do not, the other guy kills us. And that other guy is Jamaat-e-Islamiyah kind of organizations. How much tons of money they are earning in our country and not even paying GST when they collect halal funds or halal taxes. Who are paying those halal taxes to them? Hindus. It's a shameful act on us. My next point is that why are we still maintaining millions of illegal Bangladeshis in our country? Throw them back. And all those who supported them along with them, send them back to Bangladesh. We must be seen taking as action. Or our Hindus will suffer as they have suffered in Pakistan. There was in some numbers and they left now to under 0.01% or some stuff like that. And all being still forcibly converted to Islam. Second thing, we also must ensure Nepal and other countries, including Indonesia, they should join hands with us. This UN business is bullshit. is good for nothing, this United Nations. It has been good for nothing ever since. And many countries have stated this in no uncertain terms. There's a white elephant that we are maintaining. We must understand that this is a battle of sorts, and we cannot go to battle with garlands in hand or white flags in hand. You
Right.
touch me, I'll break your finger.
You're absolutely right, sir. And Mr. Ved, do you also think that so far, apart from the media push, the debates on television of what's happening to the Hindus in Bangladesh, from the government, there has not been an intentful, decisive directive asking Bangladesh to stop all of this. In fact, Mohammed Yunus had the gall, had the nerve to tell India that they want the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh back because her being in India, her seeking asylum in India is perhaps, the ill will that India is displaying towards Bangladesh.
Absolutely, Vineet, you said it. I think the people of this country expect now action from government of India and not words. And in fact, words have not also been very, very clear. As Mr. Sika says, I think we need to lead the world in this direction. Bangladesh, as Karnal Singh said, is connected with India in an umbilical cord manner, and you can't allow terrorism in your backyard. Taking already the ISI has been using Bangladesh route, and unless we send a very clear message, we will not tolerate this. And in fact, a warning should be given. Economic sanctions should be put, and if required, maybe as a last resort, the force has to be used. Bangladesh must look at the cheek the way they have replied to our MEA's statement. So that is why this is the time the government of India must, and we expect from Honorable Prime Minister, he's a global leader, he must come out openly to protect the minority. That is the job of every human being on this earth, to protect the minority in Bangladesh. And they are looking towards you. So we need to protect them.
All right, absolutely. On that note, we're going to dip into a short break, but appreciate everybody who joined us. And of course, we're going to continue our focus. We're going to continue to update and bring you the latest news as to what is becoming of our Hindu brothers and sisters across the border in Bangladesh. We'll be right back.